Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Nvidia report for Thursday, March 20th, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts. I'll start with the weekly chart, the big picture, and that is to say that the 108.33 formation, 8-9 month channel bottom, has performed well over the last few weeks and containing selling pressures. We mentioned that as a 3 to 5 week target about a month or two ago, following the testing of similar channel resistance at 136.65. Now that we've tested 108.33, we are still anticipating a return to 136.65 approximately over the next 3 to 5 weeks. In fact, the daily chart looks more like, do I have that broken down in kind of a wide sweeping? Bear with me here for just a second. Not really. We've got there's just a lot on these charts. So there's your 108.21, which is 108.33 in the weekly chart. And we've got these descending channel tops in the upper 130s. That is the big picture. And if we can close above 136.98 in the coming weeks, the low 160s becomes our next big picture 3 to 5 week objective. But I will say, as I have been saying, that, holding above the 108.33 area will keep 176.90 in reach later this year. Closing above 136.85 presents it as a 3 to 5 month buy signal. So I don't want to get too carried away into the upside because we're just so far off that mark. We just most recently came off of our targeted support at 108.33, where we mentioned you can go long, cover any short positions, anticipating now upward rotation into the mid to upper 130s as a 3 to 5 week target. So let's take a look. This is kind of for the day, really. 119.37 is an extreme channel top. We still have it as an intraday resistance. It can contain intraday, possibly daily buying pressures, and below which this market can fall back today to 112.23, which is the high of the low. This is kind of your 1 to 2 day swing trade ping pong, so to speak. Overall, holding above 108.21, we do anticipate, 123.24 again. I will say again, because on Monday of this week, we came very close to testing it. And yes, on to 128.95 over the next week or two, 136.98 over the next 3 to 5 weeks. Upside today, if we push through 119.37, 123.24 in reach, where we can place a daily high. If we close today above 123.24, 128.95 is likely within 1 to 3 days, depending on volatility. Also able to contain session strength. And I'll say that if we close today above 123.24, we're probably just a week or two, say by the end of next week perhaps, from testing the 136.98 3 to 5 week objective. And that would be about 2 to 3 weeks into that objective. 136.98, if tested over the next few weeks, can contain buying through the balance of April trade, and we can fall away again, possibly all the way back into the low 100 region again within 3 to 5 weeks. It would be a settlement above 136.98, as I've been saying, that would then signal bullish continuation into the low 160s within 2 to 3 months, or sooner, 176.90 within 3 to 5 months. Let's cover the downside today. I don't see it, and just because we're trading so far above it. But if we do break 112.23 today, 108.21 is in reach. That would be a pretty incredible sell-off. I'll say that if we close today below 112.23, you don't want to be long overnight. I would anticipate then 108.21 tomorrow. 108.21 is on the daily chart. What we find on the weekly chart at 108.33, able to contain selling through the second quarter. And once again, above which, 136.85 likely over the next 3 to 5 weeks, and on into the 170s perhaps as we move into later year. Now, I'm not anticipating this, but if we did close this week below 108.21, or in other words, on the weekly chart below 108.33, then we enter another sell signal. Over the next 1 to 3 months, depending on volatility, 77.44 is likely a 2-year channel bottom that can contain selling through the rest of the year. Now, this week, WickedStocks.com did put out a stock pick on Tuesday in Adobe. that is still a relevant stock for you to look at. We've got another one coming out today, Thursday. We do 2 every week. You can see them both for free by going to wickedstocks.com and taking advantage of our 5-day free trial that we offer up front. You'll also find daily SPY, daily Triple Q analysis, weekly Apple stock analysis, weekly S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100. So check us out at wickedstocks.com for that 5-day free trial. Otherwise, I think I have said it all. I don't think if there's anything beyond what I've said, it would be repetitious. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I will, of course, be back tomorrow with Friday's NVIDIA report. You have a great evening.